Today our topic is why the Stoics believed in fate. The Stoics were ancient philosophers who believed that everything in life happens for a reason. They thought that the universe is a big connected system, and everything in it follows a natural order. This idea is called fate. The Stoics believed that fate is not random or chaotic, but is instead a well-organized plan that guides everything. They thought that even if we don't understand why things happen, there is a purpose behind every event. This belief in fate helped the Stoics stay calm and strong even when life was difficult. They believed that by accepting fate, we can find peace and happiness. One of the main reasons the Stoics believed in fate is because they saw the universe as a rational and logical place. They thought that the universe is governed by laws, just like how a city is governed by rules. These laws are not random, but are part of a bigger plan. The Stoics called this plan logos, which means reason or order. They believed that everything in the universe, from the smallest grain of sand to the largest star, is connected by this logos. Because of this, they thought that everything happens for a reason, even if we can't see it. For example, if a tree grows in a certain direction, it is because of the natural laws of the universe. Similarly, if something happens in our lives, it is because of the same natural order. The Stoics believed that fate is not something we can control. They thought that some things in life are up to us, but many things are not. For example, we can control our thoughts, our actions, and our attitudes, but we cannot control the weather, other people's actions, or the events that happen around us. The Stoics taught that instead of trying to control everything, we should focus on what we can control and accept what we cannot. They believed that by doing this we can live a happier and more peaceful life. This idea is often summed up in the famous Stoic saying, Amor Fati, which means love of fate. This means that we should not only accept what happens, but also learn to love it, because it is part of the natural order of the universe. Another reason the Stoics believed in fate is because they thought it helps us deal with difficult situations. Life is full of challenges, and sometimes things don't go the way we want. The Stoics believed that when we face problems, we should not get angry or sad, but instead accept them as part of fate. They thought that by accepting our difficulties, we can become stronger and wiser. For example, if someone loses their job, they might feel upset or worried. But the Stoics would say that this event is part of the natural order, and instead of being upset, the person should focus on what they can do next. They believed that every challenge is an opportunity to grow and learn. The Stoics also believed that fate is connected to our own choices. They thought that while we cannot control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond to it. For example, if someone is rude to us, we cannot control their behavior, but we can control how we react. We can choose to be kind and patient, or we can choose to be angry and upset. The Stoics believed that by making good choices, we can align ourselves with fate and live in harmony with the universe. They thought that when we make good choices, we are following the natural order and living a good life. One of the most famous Stoic philosophers, Epictetus, said that we should focus on what is within our control and let go of what is not. He believed that by doing this, we can find inner peace. Epictetus was born a slave, and he faced many difficulties in his life. But he believed that even in the worst situations, we can find peace if we accept fate. He taught that we should not be afraid of difficulties, but should see them as opportunities to practice virtue. Virtue, for the Stoics, means living a good and moral life. They believed that by practicing virtue, we can become better people and live in harmony with the universe. Another important Stoic philosopher, Marcus Aurelius, was a Roman emperor. Even though he was one of the most powerful men in the world, he believed in the importance of accepting fate. In his book Meditations, he wrote about how he reminded himself to stay calm and accept whatever happened. He believed that by accepting fate, he could focus on being a good leader and a good person. Marcus Aurelius faced many challenges as emperor, including wars, plagues, and political problems. But he believed that by accepting these challenges as part of fate, he could stay strong and do his duty. The Stoics also believed that fate is connected to time. They thought that everything in the universe is constantly changing, and nothing stays the same. They believed that because of this, we should not get too attached to things or people. For example, if we have a favorite object, we should enjoy it while we have it, but we should also be prepared to lose it. The Stoics believed that by accepting the temporary nature of life, we can avoid suffering. They thought that when we accept that everything changes, we can appreciate what we have without being afraid of losing it. The Stoics believed that fate is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced. They thought that by accepting fate, we can live a life of peace and happiness. They believed that when we stop trying to control everything and instead focus on what we can control, we can find inner strength. They also believed that by accepting challenges and difficulties, we can grow and become better people. The Stoics taught that life is not about avoiding problems, but about facing them with courage and wisdom. In conclusion, the Stoics believed in fate because they saw the universe as a rational and ordered place. They believed that everything happens for a reason, and that by accepting fate, we can find peace and happiness. They taught that we should focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. They believed that by accepting challenges and difficulties, we can grow and become better people. The Stoics thought that fate is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced. By following their teachings, we can learn to live a life of peace, strength, and wisdom.